She had a decent amount in liquid assets. She's like, if I leave this to him,
he's betting it all on black.
He's gonna exactly.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
What? Tell me a little bit about the growth of the firm and like
Sure.
what you like. You've learned so much from the How to Grow a Small Law Firm.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that you're doing for growth right now, as far as like marketing or internally, whatever it is? Give me like 3 top things that you're working on that's helping growth. Is it like internet? What is it?
Okay. So one of the things that I do is I do a lot of videos, a lot of videos. Every month we put out a lot of content on our social media, on our YouTube page, and I do it more so to stay top of mind. So people constantly see you like, oh, that's right. Because even though you can tell people 20 times, hey, this is what I do, all of a sudden they'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot you did that. So it's that staying top of mind and educating, kind of, myth busting a little bit, especially when it comes to estate planning. And it really has become effective. I constantly have people telling me like, oh, I saw your video. It's great. Oh yeah, I got to do my estate planning. I'm going to give you a call. So that's 1. 2, I am trying to get a little bit more involved in giving back. So
love it.
Yes, we did. We're doing the end of the Walk to End Alzheimer's on November 15th. We're a sponsor. We're going to have a booth there. We have a team put together to walk and raise awareness. It's also because of not only being an estate planning attorney, it's obviously goes very well with the type of law that we do.
Absolutely, yeah.
But my father passed from Alzheimer's. So it's also very dear and close to my heart. I've been involved with the breast cancer organizations, non-for-profits as well. So in that regard, being involved in giving back, I'm a very big proponent that it comes back to you. It's not just about taking.
Yeah.
And giving and in developing relationships. So number 3, I would definitely say is taking the time to do things like this and developing relationships with other attorneys, other referral sources that don't do what I do, and getting to learn about them and what do they do. How can I refer someone to you because we get calls all the time. Oh, I want to get a divorce. I don't do that.
Yep.
I have an immigration issue. I don't do that. But I can put you with someone who does. I can refer you to someone that I know confidently because I've gotten to know them on a personal level, that they have the same standards as it comes to treating their clients as I do.
Yeah.
And I'm a very firm believer in who you refer people to and reflects back on you. So I like to surround myself with a good, solid referral network and building those relationships and nurturing those relationships. And it's not just about, hey, Eric, what are you going to send me? This is the type of law I do. So if you ever have someone, hey, send them my way.
Yeah.
No, it's Eric. How can I help you grow? How can I learn more about you? What do you do? So the next time I get someone that comes by my office or needs this type of law, I can say, look, confidently, call Eric. He's going to assist you. And connect you and help you, which then I know in turn, you will help me.
And we're talking about this before, but like one of the earliest books that I read about, marketing and growing and stuff is like, it's never about asking someone else what they can do for you. It's always about how can you add value to somebody else,
Exactly.
right? Just add tremendous value. Whatever you're able to do, if you can promote that person, you could do whatever. Maybe it'll come back, maybe it won't, but it's a much nicer position. And then you're also actually growing a real relationship.
Yes.
I honestly I can't think of a time where I've sat down and said to someone, hey, I'm a personal injury lawyer. If you want to send me any cases, I'd love to have your cases. I don't think I ever do it. I never can think of, even if I have like a lunch with someone or talk to someone, I'm uncomfortable doing that. You know what I mean? I'm totally uncomfortable doing that.
Same.
It's extremely rare,
But you'll get it. You'll go to, how many times have you not gone to a networking event and you have the people there that are kind of like, you see them like, hey, hi, how are you? What's your name? Oh yeah, hi, I'm, whatever, blah, blah. Here's my card. This is what I do. Blah, blah. And then the whole time, and then they don't even ask you, what do you do? Or nothing. It's all them, and boop, they go off to the next victim. And they're just there like shoving cards in people's faces. Like, no.
Those are hard events too to go to. See, like I think like you're a much better source of like growing your business and becoming like part of a tribe is a group like How to Grow a Small Law Firm or a mastermind group or, again, it's just like some of my best cases came from me just joining the young lawyers section of the Broward Bar when I was, 26, 27 years old. I got on the board of directors. There was a group of like 10 of us. And over the years, some of my biggest multi-million-dollar cases came from them. They just knew me back then, and
those relationships.
Yeah. You kind of like, there's a lot of you sweat and bleed together. You know what I mean? Like you're out there on the golf course setting up a golf tournament, or you're doing like a poker tournament, or you're doing some other event like a breakfast with the judges. But you actually meet people. But I love the like, and this is what I'm like much more honed in on, or like at least like feels much better now as the firm has grown, giving back. Yes. Like you said, like getting involved in something. I learn something new every single time I do a podcast, and it's like you found a couple areas that are near and dear to your heart, but that also they translate with what you do. Yeah. And so there's potential, not like to help. You know what I mean? Like you're helping people. Absolutely. You know what I mean? It's not like, what can I take from you? It's, I want to help. You know what I mean? I want to make sure, and we're going to talk about this because you do estate planning and probate, which is just, again, it's something I'm dealing with right now. It is a complex area. People aren't fully aware of it. But let's change subjects. I do want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. But I love that you're giving back, and that's something I'm doing, like with the law school. And then also trying to be part of different events and stuff. Like if there's a community event, we want to set up a tent. We want to hand out stuff. We want to be there and engage with the community, you know, because it's nice. And it's like, again, sometimes you can't compete with whoever it is that's out there that, is like the heavy hitter. Yeah.
But it's about building those relationships. Yeah. And if you continue to support those communities, they'll see that and they get to know you. And they're like, oh, look. Another event that we're doing, Eric is there as well. And like you start to build that reputation of, you're not just there for gimme, you're there giving back as well.
Tell me the name of your law firm and the areas of practice that you guys focus on, and then I'm going to ask a few questions about it.
Sure. So it is called Nuñez Estate Law and Title, and estate law because we do estate planning and probate, and the title part because we do real estate title work. So those are kind of our three practice areas. So we do residential closings, commercial closings, real estate related matters. In litigation, we'll do like partition, quiet title actions. We do some real estate related litigation. Mostly it's the transactional part. Then the estate planning, wills, trusts, power of attorneys, helping you set things up for, the future, protect your legacy, protect everything you've worked hard to grow. And if you didn't do that, then we do the probate administration. We do some probate litigation as well. So probate, it's the process where if you don't have an estate plan in place and your assets are just in your name, it has to go through a court process in order to get distributed to your heirs and, all that fun stuff. So
let me ask you, and again, I'm just trying to think, like, for the most part, right? Like if there is assets, there's going to have to be an estate opened, right? You're going to have to probate something, right? You're going to have a person representative appointed.
Not really. Not if you do your estate plan.
Yes, because I'm trying to think, is like I have an estate plan, but obviously you have a will, you know what I mean? And you're going to have a will, and I'm just trying to think there's going to have to be at some point likely some kind of an estate opened. I'm just trying to think, like, how would you get around it? You know what I mean?
Trust. So that's one of the big misconceptions is that having a will, you're fine.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, I have a will. Wrong. A will does not avoid probate. So you're right in that respect. Even if you have a will and you have your estate plan done, if all you have is a will, it will not avoid probate. Actually, the word probate means the legal administration of your estate, including that will and distributing the assets to your heirs. So that will still has to go. Like right now, some of the litigation cases we have are will contest cases where we're contesting the validity of the will. So, you'll see it in movies like, oh, grandfather on his deathbed, they made him sign a will disinheriting everybody. Well, yeah, those are bases in which you can try to
except the 25-year-old girlfriend.
Exactly. Except the 25-year-old girl. She got everything. But if you have a trust, that avoids probate. A trust will avoid having to go through that process. And then there's other ways, and it all depends. Some people think, oh, well, trusts are only for the rich people. No. Yeah. It's even if you own a house, it's to avoid probate. It's to avoid leaving that headache to your children. I mean, I can sit here all day with you and tell you all sorts of crazy stories of stuff we've seen in probate that could have easily been avoided with a little bit of planning. So a trust will avoid that. Also a trust, like let's say if you have I was speaking with a good friend of mine. She has a sister with Down syndrome that she's the guardian of.
Sure.
So we were talking this morning actually on the drive up here, and she said, man, I got to do my estate planning. I haven't done it. I said, yes, you do. You need to do it. And I was like, you can set up when you're not here, trusts for special needs children.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
To protect and things like that. So there are other ways to help you protect. It's just a matter of not only look at the assets that you have, but also your family structure. And then, there's very simple estate planning. Like personally, with my mother, my parents had real estate property, and they had money. As long as a beneficiary is named on those bank accounts, investment accounts, life insurance policy, that's going to go straight to that beneficiary. That avoids probate.
Yeah.
For the properties, you can, the trust is the ideal situation, but there are other simpler tools. And here in Florida, we use a lot. It's become very popular, and people have heard a ladybird deed. Those are, I said, they're a good tool because they avoid probate, but they have their limitations.
Sure.
So, we got to sit down and see what it is. But there's ways. You just got to sit with someone who knows what they're doing. This is what they specialize in, and see what the best plan is for that person based on what they want.
Yeah, it is. It does get very complex.
Yes.
Now that I'm thinking about it, just like if someone's just holding real estate property, like there's a difference between, tenants with right of survivorship or tenants by the entirety or tenants in common, right? There's 3 different things that are happening that all, whether the person's married or not married, or whether it's a friend or whoever they're living with, there's a number of different things, or someone that they bought the, cohabitate with, and they bought the house together.
Yeah. And then I'll have clients I've done trust for that. I had this one client specifically that she had a big concern. Her son was an adult. He was in his 50s, but he had a gambling problem.
Yeah.
So her big concern was, I sold my house in Pinecrest. She relocated to North Florida to a retirement community. She had a decent amount in liquid assets. She's like, if I leave this to him,
he's betting it all on black.
He's going to, exactly. So for her, it was very important to have a trust set up and have a trustee manage the money for the son. So it's for him, but someone else is managing it. So if he needs money to pay his bills or this or that, that is covered first. And then, he can get some money for whatever he wants, but it's controlled. It's not just, here you go, here's $2 million.
Yeah.
Go have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trusts allow you to do things like that.